Hello, everyone. Well, it feels incredible, obviously. Um, I I knew since I listened to the music that it was gonna be big because the music was incredible. But you just never know when you're working on things how
Mm-hmm.
people are gonna react to it. And so it was really impressive and just super satisfying to see like the whole cultural momentum that it got. And I don't know, it just like feels like I was at the right time, the right place, and this had to happen, and I was just happy to be there. So initially, it was around a year ago, and because right now is Grammy time, many engineers were at the Grammys. So the engineer who was working on it wasn't available, and I was. So they recommended me. I think initially I did two songs for it. They liked it, they approved it, and then the whole album came like very
Mm-hmm.
shortly after. Um, well, I didn't have to adapt my techniques that much. I just had to respect the sound, you know? I really just had to trust what I was receiving, trusting that the mixes they already like were there. They loved the sound, and I got references from for the mixes. Just go to match the reference, but make it a little bit better, because it was already sounding incredible. And that Charlie sound that I think she started kind of crafting in her previous things, and I already kind of knew I wanted to work on her. Because I was a fan.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got it, I was like, this is already there. I just have to make it shine, and that's what I went for. It is pretty similar, I would say, because I know the tools I usually use and in the order I use them, which is mainly plugins. I work mostly in the box. I know they work, so I will try for that workflow whenever I get something. And if it's not working out for any reason, then I will adapt and change and move things around. But usually I just go for the same setup and tweak here and there until I feel like is good enough. I'm completely in the box, and the reason this might be different from obviously mastering engineer to mastering engineer, but I work at a studio that's very fast paced, and we get a lot of projects every day. So that's the main reason why I'm like in the box, because I just have to turn around things really quickly, and then revise things also very quickly. So this is just the best workflow for me, and also like I feel I'm a little younger
Mm-hmm.
compared to other mastering engineers. I just learned to do things in the box, and I'm happy
Mm-hmm.
with that. Uh, I feel especially for mastering gives you a really clean sound, which you need because a lot of mixes come to me almost there, and they just want that same thing but better. So
Mm-hmm.
I need a clean slate,
Mm-hmm.
to just be able to make clean changes, so they are not like, what is this, like, why did it
Mm-hmm.
change so much? I would say there's two limiters. Limiting is huge in mastering. So two limiters I use the most is the Fab Filter L2. I also use Ozone Maximizer 7. I know like we are way ahead. But I don't know, there's something about it that I like
Mm-hmm.
specifically, the simplicity of it. I feel like every time they update it, it looks a little bit more complex. So what I like about the Fab filter is that it just it just works. It sounds very transparent. Um, it lets you add a level without getting much distortion or no distortion, and it just vibes, you know. And what I like about the maximizer is that I don't know, I feel it gives you that power that sometimes pop, rock, techno songs like need. And I might use them in chain because I feel like having the fab and then the other one do the rest of the job to take it there. I love how that sounds. I'm happy with whatever I given, but I noticed that over the years, I've been tending to get more like kind of electro pop, kind of techno dance music, which I'm super happy about. I have to say, I really like. But anyway, any type of music, as long as I have a reference to what it's supposed to sound like, I can master it. There's an artist that I really like mastering, and she's pretty small. Her name is Moika. She is, I think she's Swedish. Again, like electropop. I just love Swedish music. I just love Swedish pop, and that project just like gives me all the feels. I have to say. I think she has 2 albums. I did both of them. So just go listen to any of her music. She's awesome, and she's pretty small. So hopefully, more people could get to listen to some of her things because she's a really cool artist. Every project has challenges in different ways. A challenge that I get often as a mastering engineer is when I receive a mix and the mix is kind of quiet, but then they send me a reference of the same song, finished, right? And the reference is super loud because to get it to that point, they had to use a ton of plugins. So for me to kind of even get it to that point before even getting to the real mastering, sometimes it's really hard because you're just guessing. You don't know which limiters, what EQ, what type of processing they did, and that always becomes very challenging because literally like the mix and the reference mix are 2 completely different things. So yeah, I would say, I don't know if a specific project, but this tends to happen often. So those are challenging because just matching the reference and then from there doing my own thing, it always takes like more work than I feel that it should if they just let me, take it there on the first place. I think not yet. I'm not sure if they will be able to match it. I think they do a decent job. I think they do a better job than a bad mastering engineer for sure. But the thing is that there's always these kind of creative things that we humans can do that I feel that cannot be completely replicated. That feel when you go for your gut feeling, I don't think that can be replicated on AI. And also, sometimes when I master songs, I chop them into a lot of parts and treat every section differently. AI cannot do that as of now. They just, do a whole one treatment for the whole thing. So that part cannot be replicated. But I think I've heard some good AI mastering, I have to say. But I think that just challenges us mastering engineers to be better, I have to say, I think I've been very lucky. Yes, this field is completely male-dominated. Where I work at, I'm the only mastering engineer that's a woman. But I've always felt a lot of respect from my peers and, just support. I think a lot of what I really wish is that more women could see themselves in my place, the fact that now there's more producers, there's more recording engineers, there's more engineers in general, can make other women think like, hey, that's a cool job. I think I can do that, I think I can be there. Because the industry is really open to having more women working in the industry. Well, just to trust herself and never believe that you cannot do it. I thankfully we had a lot of support from my parents and my family, and I never heard anything like, oh no, because you're a woman, you cannot. So I think that's why I always believed in myself. I know it changes. There's families where they are not like this, but just believe you can do it. Like if I'm here, you can do it. I'm not even from the US. I mean, I'm from Mexico. So I grew up in Mexico. So just believe it. You can do it.